Have you ever watched Bluey and thought, wait a minute, that mom, that's me. She's not loud, not flashy, and definitely not perfect. But in every quiet moment, every gentle glance, every deep sigh, Chilli Heeler reminds us of something powerful. That real motherhood isn't about doing it all. It's about being there, fully, imperfectly, and with love. And today, we're exploring exactly why Chilli Heeler might be the most relatable mom on television. From emotional breakdowns to moments of silent strength, here are 10 reasons why Chilli has captured the hearts of millions of moms, especially those quietly holding it all together. Let's dive in. In Sheepdog, Chilli straight up checks out. She grabs a laundry basket and pretends to be a dog just to avoid cleaning. It's hilarious, it's ridiculous, and it's so real. This isn't some big meltdown moment. It's a quiet rebellion. The kind of moment moms have when no one's watching, except your own conscience. Because sometimes, hiding behind the washing basket feels easier than holding the whole family up. And that's what makes her relatable. She's not a superhero. She's exhausted and she owns it. And maybe the most important part? She doesn't feel guilty for needing a break. Chilli crawling on the ground pretending to be a sheepdog isn't just silly. It's symbolic. It's that universal moment when moms hit capacity. And instead of snapping, they surrender. She chooses laughter, even if it's weird, even if it's messy. And so many moms watching from their couches thought, that's me. I've hidden in the bathroom just to breathe. I've played dead under a blanket to avoid another snack request. That moment, wrapped in humor, holds a quiet truth. Sometimes rest isn't optional, it's survival. Let's be honest, Bandit gets most of the fun parent credit. He's the one riding on backs, playing Magic Claw, or becoming a dragon. Chilli? She plays, sure. But she's also the one managing time, preparing meals, dealing with moods and setting boundaries. And sometimes she's just tired. But here's the thing, she never apologizes for it. She shows us that being a mom doesn't always mean saying yes to every game. Sometimes, love looks like limits. That's not any less fun. That's real parenting. There's this subtle moment in Turtle Boy, when Bingo is melting down, and Chilli doesn't rush to distract her or sugarcoat the situation. She just sits beside her. That's not flashy parenting. It's not Instagram-worthy, but it's deeply real. Chilli teaches us that being the boring parent, the one who remembers sunscreen or says no to dessert twice, is a form of love that kids don't always understand until years later. And honestly, there's power in being the one who keeps things steady, even if it's thankless in the moment. If there's one episode that made parents ugly cry, it's Baby Race. Chilli admits she felt like she was failing when Bluey didn't walk as early as the other babies. She tells the story with a cracked voice and teary eyes. Not to complain, but to say something all moms need to hear. You're doing great. That one moment, it's one of the rawest, realest depictions of motherhood on television. And we've all felt it. Wondering if we're doing enough, comparing, doubting, then realizing we've been doing great all along. That episode didn't just speak to moms of toddlers. It spoke to every mother who's ever stared at another parent and thought, why do they have it all figured out? And I'm barely hanging on? Chilli's vulnerability gave us permission to stop comparing, to step out of the mental race we didn't mean to enter. And when she says, you're doing great, she's not just talking to Bluey. She's talking to every mom who needed someone to say it. And no one did. In Onesies, when her sister Brandy opens up about infertility, Chilli doesn't brush it off. She listens, she aches, and you can see the emotional weight in her face, without her saying a single word. She tears up again in Sleepy Time, watching Bingo float through space in a dream. Chilli isn't afraid to cry. She doesn't fake being okay. She lets her daughters see it, and learn that emotions aren't weaknesses. They're part of being human. There's this moment in the show where Bluey acts out Chilli's life. Work, parenting, chores, stress, and Chilli watches almost uncomfortably. And when Bluey asks, is that what your day is like, Mom? Chilli pauses, then says, yeah, it kind of is. She doesn't try to sugarcoat it. She doesn't deflect with humor. She admits that life is hard sometimes. And that's okay, because kids don't need perfect parents. They need honest ones. When Bingo is spiraling or Bluey is breaking down, Chilli doesn't yell. She doesn't panic. She sits down. She listens. She waits. Whether it's rain, Turtle Boy, or Seesaw, Chilli knows that calm is contagious. She's not trying to control her kids. She's guiding them, gently, quietly, and with deep emotional awareness. And let's be honest, that kind of emotional regulation, that's the goal for all of us. It's the kind of emotional regulation that doesn't come from books. It comes from experience. From the nights you're up at 3 a.m. comforting a crying child, when you're too tired to speak, but your presence says it all. Chilli models what so many of us are still trying to learn, that our calm isn't just about us. It becomes our child's calm, too. And what's even more powerful, she doesn't always have the answers, but she shows up anyway, because sometimes just being there is enough. You know what Chilli does that's so real? Everything in the background. She's packing lunches while Bandit plays pretend. She's managing Bingo's emotions while the camera's on Bluey. She's doing mental checklists while wiping up juice. Moms everywhere recognized that invisible labor instantly. It's the stuff we do without being asked because no one else notices it needs doing. Chilli doesn't brag about it. She just does it. And we see her because we are her. No, Chilli and Bandit don't have TV couple drama. But they're not cartoon perfect either. They disagree. They bicker. Sometimes Chilli gets irritated. And sometimes she just walks away. But they also laugh, support each other, and share parenting roles in a way that feels normal. Like two people figuring it out as they go, just like us. Their love is steady, not loud. And in a world of TV drama, that quiet teamwork feels incredibly grounding. Even as a mom of two, Chilli isn't just mom. She has a job. She has a sister. She runs. She hikes. She mentions things like going to yoga or work meetings without it becoming the plot of the episode. In Cafe, we see her trying to make a friend, reminding us that even grown-ups get lonely. She's not defined by her kids. She loves them fiercely, but she's still Chilli. And every mom who's ever lost a piece of herself in motherhood felt that deep in her bones. Remember the episode Cafe? When Chilli tries to spark a new friendship, it's awkward. Not because she's doing anything wrong, but because adult friendships are hard when you're in the thick of parenting. There's a moment where she admits she doesn't really have many mom friends. That hit hard for so many women watching. Because motherhood, for all its love, can be isolating. And Chilli's quiet yearning for connection is something we rarely see in animated shows. She's strong, but she's not invincible. And that honest portrayal of loneliness, that matters. Sometimes, it's the tiniest Chilli moments that stay with you. Like how she joins Bluey in the rain. How she kneels to Bingo's level to listen. How she smiles quietly at her kids when no one's looking. She reminds us that the real magic of motherhood isn't in the big milestones. It's in the everyday moments. The tea parties. The whispered bedtime chats. The walks without talking. And that's why we see ourselves in her. Because behind every sigh, every soft smile, every tired eye, is a mother doing her best and loving hard. And maybe that's what makes Chilli unforgettable. She doesn't need grand gestures. She finds magic in a cup of pretend tea. Joy in a silent walk through the rain. Connection in a simple look across the table. She shows us that motherhood isn't a job with metrics or medals. It's a story told in little things. The way you tie a shoelace. The way you say, I love you, without saying it at all. Chilli teaches us that it's okay if no one claps for you. Because the love you give, quiet, steady, imperfect, is already enough. So, do you agree? Is Chilli Heeler the most relatable mom on TV? Let us know in the comments. What's your favorite Chilli moment? Was it in Baby Race, Rain, Onesies, or somewhere unexpected? And hey, if you've ever felt seen, heard, or held by this wise animated mom, hit that like button, subscribe to Bluey Bingo Wisdom, and ring the bell so you never miss an emotional deep dive like this. Because every mom deserves to be seen. And sometimes all it takes is a little cartoon named Chilli. See you next time.